and welcome, and thank you for joining me today for gentle yoga. We're going to start on the mat today, so just bringing yourself down gently to the floor. And from there, we're going to start with the cat-cow. So we're just bringing our wrists under our shoulders, our knees under our hips, spreading the hands, and just gently starting to sway those hips from side to side. Spreading the fingers, and then just bringing stillness to the hips. We want to try and keep those arms and legs still so we can move through the spine. As we exhale, we're going to flex this spine up towards the ceiling. Chin tucks in, crown of the head to the floor. We're then going to inhale, dropping the belly down and bringing the chest forward. Start nice and slowly, listening to the spine. Every exhale takes us back into the cat. Every inhale brings us forward into the cow. So just flowing through each vertebra, exhaling and inhaling. Try and keep that core activated. And see if you can hear your breath assisting. We start from the base of the spine and we finish in the nape of the neck with each move. 4 more. When you next exhale, flexing that spine back, sit back gently into extended child pose. Reach those hands out. Again, maybe just gently rock from side to side. You could bring that forehead down now and just keep that rocking. And then from there, just slowly bringing the head up and bringing these hands back towards those knees. If we can, resting those hands on the thighs. If this feels a little too much, come up to a full kneeling. So we can be in full kneeling or in the hero pose, sat resting. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, open that heart space. And just lifting up tall from there. And then from there, we're just going to do some gentle twists. So we'll exhale, turning to that right. Inhale to come back. Exhale to the left. Inhale to come back. Make sure you center when you come back. So the turn, we exhale. We inhale to bring ourselves back. We exhale. Whether we're sat on the heels of our feet or the hips are up, we're tucking the tailbone under, we're drawing the abdominal wall back, and we're using that breath. Twisting round. Trying to keep those hips forward. We'll just do one more either side. Then we're just going to raise our arms up. So you can stay here or you can come up to here. We're going to inhale, just breathe in, bring those arms up, squeeze the buttocks, lift the heart space, and exhale to just bring them back down. 5 more. Stay focused on the breath, keep the tailbone tucked. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you lower. One more. Exhale. From there, we're going to bring ourselves back into the child pose, tucking in, arms coming down. So if we're in that kneeling, just allowing yourself to come back. You can use a proper pillow or maybe your hands and just gently rock from side to side. From there, we're going to inhale, bringing ourselves up, taking those knees hip width apart, keeping the buttocks up in the air. We're just going to walk our hands out as far as is comfortable for us and slide that chin, chest down towards the floor. If that feels a little too much for the shoulders, just let the forehead come down. Or the chest, if that feels a little too much, just bring forehead instead. Or another alternative is to take those elbows out nice and wide. And then maybe you can bring chin, chest down. Or the forehead. But we're looking to give this upper body a stretch. And we're just finding a position that works for us. Again, we could use props. And we could bring a lot of flexibility into the elbows. Sorry, a lot of flexion into the elbows. So we don't have to have them fully extended. We can flex and ease through that. So listen, again, once you're there, perhaps you may just want to gently rock from side to side. Just breathing in, working with those sensations. 2 more breaths here. And then when we're ready, we'll inhale, bring ourselves back up. Exhale, just sit it back down now. Going as far down as we can. And then again, allowing that forehead to drop and gentle swaying from side to side. Coming back up onto all fours. This time bringing those forearms down. Tailbone stays up. And we gently guide those elbows in below the shoulders. We exhale, aiming to get that chin, chest down. We inhale to come back up. We keep the tailbone tucked under, the core hugging. Exhale to come down. Inhale back up. 5 more of these. Exhale, bringing you down. Inhale, bringing you back up. Keep hugging that core. Stay connected with the breath. 2 more. Smile on this last one. And this time when you exhale, allow yourself to come down completely. Loosen up through those hips and create a pillow. Just gently let the head sink and rest. And then just rock those hips from side to side. From there, we're going to inhale, bringing ourselves up onto our forearms for Sphinx. If this feels a little too much, we can take those forearms across the body for additional support. Whichever one we're in, we're just going to do a little bit of flow. So as we exhale, we're just going to allow our head, neck, shoulders to relax, drop down. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift up here, encouraging the shoulder blades to come in, the chest to rise. And we're going to exhale, lower again. If the lower back feels tender, really activate those glutes to protect it. And you don't have to travel too far. Listen to the body, listen to the breath. The inhale's up. Exhale drops us down. 5 more. on your next exhale, coming down, completely surrender. Let your forehead sink into your hands. Let your shoulders slide, release. Now we're going to do some leg lifts, really activate the glutes and help strengthen muscles for the lower back. So as we inhale, we're going to squeeze our buttocks, really feel the pubic bone push in, hug the core, and just raise that left leg. Keep the hip down, and then you could flex the foot, push the heel away, toes in towards you. Then you could extend the foot as you exhale, pointing the toes away. Then inhale to flex again. Exhale, point the toes away and drop down. We swap sides. We inhale, lifting that right leg up. Flexing the foot in towards us so the heel pushes away. As we exhale, we extend through that leg. Inhale, flexing that ankle. Exhale, extend it away, drop it down. So we breathe in, rise up with that left leg, flexing at that foot, pushing the heel away, toes in. We exhale, release, pushing the toes away, activating the core, and then we lower it down. So we breathe in, rise up, flex the foot. Exhale, extend through that foot. Maybe breathe in again, flex that foot, push the heel away, toes come in. Exhale, take it away, lengthen and then lower. So we can work with our breath here. We could also have a go at both legs. So we inhale to rise up, flex that foot, those feet, push the heels away. Inhale to then extend, lengthen through the legs. Exhaling, dropping it back down. So we inhale, rise up, flex. Exhale, flex the ankles again, activate that core. Breathe in, flex those ankles again, push the heels away, toes in towards those hips. Exhale, point those feet away, drop down. So we try and sequence it so we connect it to the breath and we can work with the up and down. So we inhale, come up, flex that ankle so the heel pushes away. So that dorsiflexion. Then as we exhale, plantarflexion, pushing those toes away, anchor down. And maybe you could do a couple of breaths like this. So you breathe in, flexion, pushing the heels away. Exhale, pushing those toes away. Inhale, pushing back. Then exhale to lower. So we always lower that plantar flexion of the ankles. Keep this going. One singular legs or doubles through 4 more rounds. Keep focus. Let the shoulders soften. The mind focus on the lift, the breath, the activation of the flexion with the ankle. So we take it slow, steady. We always try and lower with that exhale and rise up with the inhale. So we'll do one more either side. Maybe add a couple of breaths here. Last one. And just dropping those legs down and just letting those hips move in side to side. Great for the glutes. Continuing to squeeze them throughout and hug that core. Great for that lower back too. So keeping that focus on the glutes and the lower back. we're just going to bring our hands down to the sides, thumbs in towards the outer thighs. We could bring those legs together, encouraging the inner thighs to touch. Squeeze the buttocks, and then we're just going to inhale, lift. We could extend through those arms, pinching the shoulder blades in, and then just exhale to completely lower. 9 more of these. Inhale to rise up, shoulder blades pinching. Exhale, keep hugging the core. Feel yourself come down slowly. 8 more. Every inhale brings you up. Every exhale takes you back down. 2 to go. Last one, exhaling, coming down, creating that pillow, allowing yourself to just release, shoulder blades softening, forehead coming down, sinking into the hands. Then we're just going to stretch out our thighs here. So we're going to take our left hand to our left ankle. If we can't quite grip, we can always grip the toe, or sometimes you can just hold on to that buttock and aim for this heel to come down. You then rest your forehead back on your forearms, and you really drive your hip bone into the mat. Tuck that tailbone under. As you exhale, really allowing the thigh to sink deeper into the mat. The heel, if it's close to the buttock, sink deeper in. If it's not there, then imagine it's getting closer. And you inhale, breathe in the chi. 3 deep breaths here. Last one this side. Exhale to release, and then swap. So you rest your forehead on your left hand, taking a hold of your ankle. And again, just wherever you can get hold of. Remember, hand on buttock is fine too, because it's encouraging you to activate those glutes, drive the pelvis into the floor to strengthen the core. So, 3 deep breaths. Every exhale, keep driving that hip down. Keep driving the heel of the foot, down. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice, slow, steady breaths. And then when you next exhale, just release that leg. Bring this hand back and bring these forearms out in front of you. From there, we're just activating those glutes, keeping the heart space open. And every inhale breath, we're going to squeeze those glutes, lift the legs up, heels towards the buttocks. And exhale, keep hugging that core and slowly lower down. We breathe in. We breathe out. If you find this a little too much, you can do single legs. If you find it okay, this is all right. You could take it up. You could come up higher to a Sphinx, which just gives you a little more opening in the front of the body. And if you find it a little too intense with the shoulders, neck, you could come down and just do some lifts. But just make sure you keep these glutes really strong. Keep them active. 8 more. Connect with that breath. Every inhale brings those legs up, so those heels of the feet towards the buttocks. Every exhale brings those shins back down to the ground. Soften, release, breathe in again. So when we say soften and release, we mean the shoulders, the jaw, maybe the thighs, but we're always hugging that core, always tucking that tailbone under, so it gets stronger every time. Four more. Last one. Releasing those legs down, coming out, and just allowing that forehead to rest back on the forearms, and just moving from side to side. So from there, we're coming back to the center. We're going to extend our arms out in front of us, bring our inner thighs in together, and we're just going to have a go at a Superman lift. So we're just going to work with how far we can. We're going to do 3 of these. So bringing the forehead back down, squeeze the buttocks, soften the shoulders, and then when you're ready to inhale, just lift your arms and legs up as high as you can. Focus towards the tips of your fingers. Take a big deep breath in. And then exhale, keep the core active, lower yourself back down slowly, rest the forehead. Maybe rock from side to side. We're going to do 2 more of those. So we're really focusing on strengthening our lower back in today's gentle yoga. So inhale, rise up again, arms and legs come, breathe, fill up. Exhale, lower. If you find it a little too much with 2 legs, just do the 1. Okay, let's go. Breathe in, raise up. Squeeze those glutes. Extend through those ankles, point those toes away. Exhale, lower down. Lovely. We'll do 1 more in case you're doing 1 leg at a time. If not, just an added bonus, strengthening that core. So let's breathe in again, fill up, activate those glutes, lengthen, squeeze. Let's do 1 extra breath here, breathe in, fill. Exhale, lower down, brilliant. Bring that pillow back and just gently rock from side to side. Now I just want us to focus on our pelvis. We'll be doing some more tilting next week, because next week for gentle yoga we're going to be doing our core and working on our abdominal area. And we can do a little bit of this now, but we're going to do it on our bellies. So I just want us to get comfortable, forehead rested. For some of us it might be more comfortable on the hands, or you may prefer down on the actual mat. Now what I want us to do is squeeze the buttocks and push that pubic bone in as we inhale. Then as we exhale, I want us to let the shoulders relax, but we keep hugging that core. So we then breathe in again, glutes activated a little bit more, we fill up, tucking that tailbone under, pubic bone coming towards the tailbone, and that energy driving up to the core. As we exhale, we keep hugging that core and that energy there, and we just let our shoulders, forehead soften. So the main point that we feel throughout this is the pubic bone ideally, pushing down into that mat as a connection, as a grounding. And we work from the breath there. So we inhale, fill up, that tailbone tucks, pubic bone drawn to the tailbone, but it's still staying on that ground. And with each exhale, we just pull in that core that little bit more. Soften the shoulders with the exhale. You may want to take the arms out for a stretch here. Five more deep breaths. And then when we're ready, when you next exhale, let go. Let go of all that tension in the glutes, around the pelvis, and just rock loosely from side to side. Maybe if those arms have extended, bring them back. Oh, if you want to do a yawn, I always like to yawn. After you've done quite intense focus work, you're being really mindful, encouraging the body to really gauge where you want it to. It can make you feel quite tired, that you need a yawn. And then from there, we're just going to bring our hands either side of the rib cage. If those legs have come apart, encourage them back in towards each other. Drop the forehead down and then breathe in, lift that chest heart space, and then exhale. We're going to push ourselves back into that extended child pose again. Just gently swaying from side to side. Maybe creating a pillow, arms out wide, or you may like to bring those hands either side. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. Breathe into that lower back. As you exhale, let that lower back drop, sink. Last big deep breath here. And then when we're ready, just very slowly bringing ourselves up. If this is uncomfortable, remember you can come to here and just rolling those shoulders back one way. Then bringing them forward. And then we're just going to finish as we started with a little bit of that cat-cow. So those wrists under those shoulders, knees under those hips. Then when we're ready, exhale, driving back into that cat. Feel maybe now if that spine feels a little looser. Remember how we try and move from the base of the spine all the way up to the nape of the neck. So as we inhale, we watch the belly drop down first, creating that dip in the back. Then we start to open up that chest and drive it forward. We then from here exhale, pulling back that core, that lower back, abdominal wall pulls back. Driving that spine up and the shoulders slightly away from each other. Whereas when we inhale and the belly drops, those shoulders come back in. Just a couple more. Finish with one last exhale, catch, stretch out, really stretch that spine and then sink back, drop back. Again, creating a comfortable child pose for you. A few deep breaths. And then when we're ready, just very slowly bringing ourselves up. Take your time, make sure it is when you're ready. If you want to stay there a little bit longer, stay there a little bit longer. And then just coming to a comfortable position. Just bringing our thumbs, index finger together for Chin Mudra. And we'll just do an Om together to finish. So taking a nice big deep breath in. Om. And then just a few breaths in and out. Just to feel the body, check in with the body. And thank you for joining me today for the gentle yoga class. Next week we'll be focusing particularly on the core, doing quite a bit on our backs. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you.